Yes, friends, very good morning, everybody. So, welcome you to Rama Sharma's International Pharmaceutical Marketing and Training YouTube. Today is our 37th episode, and we will take the subject as heart and circulation. In earlier, we have discussed circulatory system, different organs. Today, we will focus little on heart. You know, for medical representatives, for promoters, or even for pharmaceutical companies, cardiology is one of the very important now and a growing segment worldwide. With more industrialization, with more progress and development, cardiovascular diseases also they come. I remember 40 years before when we were medical rep, mostly anti-infectives were top selling and still in Africa and some Asian countries. But now the cardiovascular segment is one of the top, three segment lifestyle diseases. And in developed countries like US and Europe, that is the number one, brain related to the nervous system, cardiovascular and oncology also. So these are three important segments. So we will discuss about heart a little. Subject we have tried to put as simple as possible. So please enjoy this session. Now, what is heart? Heart is the pumping station of your circulatory system. This is the size of heart is equivalent to your fist. Around 300 gram is the weight, and this is 4-chambered organ, very muscular, 4-chambered organ. And in heart, the right and left side there is no connection, there is a septum. Sometime there can be a hole here, this is a hole in the heart. So in septum there can be hole, and the pure blood and impure blood may mix. Because remember, left side contains pure oxygenated blood, right side contains impure blood. So there is septum, there is no mixing. But sometimes due to even there is a side effect or some drug during pregnancy, there is a hole, and later on, it is a problem. So there are 4 chambers, and upper 2 chambers we call as auricles or atrium, or atria, plural is atria or singular atrium. Upper. Lower, there are 2 chambers, we call them as ventricles. So there is a right ventricle, left ventricle. There is a right auricle, there is a left auricle. And these are, working in a very systematic, with such a great rhythm they are working. No probably musician can work for so long. Now, the heart starts working when you are born? No. Heart starts working before you came in this world. So from second month onwards, even doctor can listen the heartbeat, fetal heartbeat. You can put on the mother's abdomen and doctor can tell you, see the heart sound is coming. So heart is started working before you came in this world. And how long it will work? As long as you are in the world. Or you can say you are in the world as long as your heart works. This is one system, friends, which is so great and also misused actually. Misused by the people. We'll come back to it. So heart pumps the blood. Remember, heart muscles, you remember in muscular system, they are special cardiac muscles. One great character is when they contract fully and maximally. That is the contractility is very important. When left ventricle or any they contract with full force and puts blood in the other part. One. And these muscles, they have a capacity to generate their own impulse. But they are under control of autonomic nervous system. You remember adrenaline and noradrenaline. So the impulse, the neurotransmitter, the chemicals will give signal to the heart, and the impulse comes here. There is a node here we call as AV node. There is a node at this junction we call as sino-auricular node. So this node, or another is pacemaker. So this node, there are nervous system, and then fibers come, and we call this as Purkinje system or Purkinje's fibers, Purkinje system. This controls rhythm of the heart. So what is the rhythm of the heart? You remember when auricles contract, ventricles dilate. When ventricles contract, auricles dilate. So this is what is going on, lub dub, lub dub. And even when you remove heart, during heart transplant, when heart is carried through green corridor by special, you see in the box, heart is beating. It is not lying ideal. The only organ in the whole body which is even working when it is out of your body, its own impulse, it can. Great friends. Now these all chambers are full of blood. In one chamber there is around 80 ml blood. So when heart throws the blood, this is, left heart, first let us know about heart, then we go into circulation. Okay. So heart has this character of automaticity, contractility, and also conductivity, or it has a very rhythm. So the impulse will come here, it will contract. It come down, they will relax. When they contract, they will relax. So this is going on. Okay. Now heart, from body, lower part and upper part, the blood comes and poured into your right auricle. From head and neck, heart is toward left side, toward retrosternum, this side. Little on left side, not this side. There are exceptions, maybe, but always heart is on the left side. So if there is discomfort in left region, you feel sensation. If heart problem, discomfort is always on left side generally heart. It can go into the left arms, jaw, even upper part. We will come in next video, that is the angina pectoris. We will discuss angina and also hypertension. In that it will be useful. So from body and from heart and lungs, from heart the blood comes into right auricle. From right auricle this comes into right ventricle. This is impure blood. Okay, non-oxygenated blood. And when ventricle will contract, this will go into the, from right ventricle, this will go for purification to lungs. To lungs it will go. And in lungs now, it will go for purification, and after purification in lungs now you remember the definition, artery. So it will go through pulmonary artery, which is containing impure blood. Okay, and the blood goes to lungs, and there with the respiration, you take oxygen and you throw carbon dioxide, blood becomes pure. Okay, and now this comes from lungs to left auricle. When left auricle will contract, it will come to the left ventricle. And now left ventricle, when in contracts, it throws blood for your body. Okay, so this is the circulation going on. So remember, when auricles contract, blood comes in both. When they contract, right ventricle throws blood to the lungs and left ventricle throws to the body. Now left ventricle, is the most important part of heart. Even I can say it is heart of the heart, because left ventricle contracts and puts blood in for your body circulation. Okay, so the walls are thicker, very muscular, and if there is hypertension, there is more pressure in your systemic circulation. Now left ventricle will be more thicker, wall will be more thicker. We call as myopathy, or hypertrophy. It will be hypertrophy, because if there is hypertension, still blood will throw blood with more force. So the walls become thicker, and it will survive. You will survive. But if you don't treat hypertension, now against force, it is contracting, throwing blood, and time will come, friends, when heart will say you are not listening. You are controlling your blood pressure. I am suffering. I am contracting, and now one day it will dilate. That is what is left ventricular failure, heart failure. Somebody he died of heart failure. So why he died? Because left ventricle gave its way, it dilated, now it cannot put blood into systemic circulation, and without circulation, we cannot survive for any time. So diseases, when you come, mostly it is left ventricular failure, LVR. Now something very interesting, heart is full of blood, all four chambers, but this blood heart cannot use for its own survival, all function. Every organ needs oxygen, needs blood supply. So whole heart is full of blood, but it cannot use this blood. It will use the blood only after giving to all body parts, like a mother who takes food, eats food when she has given food to you, to her husband and children, everybody. Last she will eat. This is character of heart. How? This is left ventricle. So when left ventricle contracts, and then this puts blood into aorta, which is the first branch artery, large artery, largest, the first, and then it will go into arterioles, smaller arterioles, more smaller, okay, then at the capillary, and then venule, and veins will come. So this is and here on left ventricle there is aortic wall. So this wall doesn't allow blood to fall back. Everywhere there are walls. One way blood can come here, but it cannot go back. Similarly here, one way cannot go from left ventricle, blood cannot go to left auricle. If it happens, then it is a pathological, it is a disease, it is a possibility. There are wall here. Okay. So this wall opens and blood goes for your body. And above this wall there are two openings. And from here now, artery, you have heard it, coronary artery originates. So when blood has gone, now blood falls back on wall, and that is the time blood enters into coronary arteries. So heart receives blood during this phase when your ventricles they contract. So during systolic phase, heart is receiving blood. Coronary artery receives blood. Now generally 80 ml is blood with heart throws 80 ml, which is we call a stroke volume or ejection fraction, 80 ml. Now if your heart rate is 70 beat per minute, then multiply by 70. So this becomes around 5.6 liter blood. So heart can throw around 5.5 liter blood every minute. So this need of oxygen and supply is very well up to 5.5 liter. It can throw and it can work. And if you do good exercise, your body is fit, like in athletes, even this 80 ml can be more. And just one impulse and heart goes enough. We call athlete's heart. Their cardiac output is very high. A little more beat and it is enough for them to run and like that. So remember that the cardiac output, heart can increase up to 3 times, 10 liter, 15 liter, 20 liter, even up to 25 liters blood heart can put into systemic circulation. If there is a need, you are running marathon, you need, so up to 25 liter heart can put. Okay, so that is your demand, oxygen demand or blood demand. Let us call oxygen demand. Okay, that heart can 25 liter it can throw. And but very interestingly, when your ventricular contraction is increasing, systole is increasing. Systolic means when they contract, both right ventricle and left ventricle, when they contract, we call this as systolic phase. Okay, so during systolic phase, when blood goes, and because of frequent blood going, heart rate is more. Now coronary time available for coronary to receive blood decreases. Means the time available to eat food for mother is coming down. She is cooking food for before from 5, now 25 people, but she cannot eat herself. This is what is something very interesting with heart. That on heart, one hand, it is trying to help you, trying to the supply oxygen, nutrient, everything, and then suddenly you are reducing coronary perfusion, coronary time. So this is what is in healthy people, there is no problem. Okay, but If there are some other risk factors, coronary complications, then people will die of coronary heart disease, CHD. And that is nothing but it is what is, myocardial infarction. That coronaries are blocked. You cannot supply blood to heart and you are running and there is a blockade in coronary artery. Now if this is the lumen of coronary artery, there is a plaque. And lumen, like you people throw plastic bag and choke the municipal drainage system. When flood comes, the water is locked and there is a water on the road. This is same thing we are doing with our coronary artery because of more LDL, more low density lipoproteins, more fat, more cholesterol and more other problems. The lumen is reduced, so blood supply to the coronary is reduced and you are demanding you are demanding unjustified. So heart says now, bye-bye, it is okay. So now you manage without me. And that is what is your coronary heart disease. So many, people nowadays in a disco or in marriage party, he is dancing and suddenly he falls. And he goes to heaven or I don't know where he is going. So these are so remember cardiovascular diseases, basically there are two types, either failing of the left ventricle failure, or it is coronary artery diseases. It is a whole subject itself. The prefix or artery is NG, A-N-G-I, NG. So inflammation will be angiitis. And if you take photo, we call angiography. Graphy means taking, like electrocardiography, ECG. Similarly, it will be angiography. Okay, the picture of the arteries of the heart, angiography. If there is a swelling, angioma. If there is a, like, so this, and for vein, it is phlebi, Phbla. So phlebitis is inflammation of veins. And capillaries is capillaritis. Okay, and inflammation or infection of blood will be septicemia. Presence of bacteria, simple means bacteremia, which is nothing serious. But when there is infection in the blood, this is what is septicemia, septic shock. Very critical. Okay, and with this blood goes everywhere, so it goes in the brain, causes meningitis, now double complication. Okay, so this also now angiography. Okay, so friends, and cardiovascular, this coronary artery is very important. Protect your artery, and remember, heart is under control of the superpower. Whatever name you give Allah, Sri Ram or Jesus, anybody. God has kept the functioning of all vital organs under him. He knew this man may be crook, so otherwise he will blackmail. Mother or wife, if you don't do this, I will stop my heart. God says you cannot do it. I can only stop your heart, I can ignite it. Okay? So, this is the controlled by autonomic nervous system. So, adrenaline when it comes, more sympathetic. You remember, heart rate increases, so they will give signal, heart will contract. Tak, tak, tak. In place of 70, it can be 100, 120, even more. And then, more you are demanding, muscles are working more, heart muscles, you are demanding more and more. Coronary, there is a problem. Coronary perfusion time is reduced now. So, you are demanding too much without supplying. So, how? So, this is how the coronary heart diseases are worldwide a big killer, gentlemen. So, one lesson in today's subject is care for your heart. Heart is like your mother, never using what is available in the blood. Only through this one opening, it is using the blood. And when you demand more, the time comes. In healthy subject, coronary, they dilate and they are able to maintain, coronary vasodilators. There are drugs also they give in angina with the nitrates, isosorbide, dinitrate, isosorbide, mononitrate or nitroglycerin, sublingual, they give it. So, coronary vasodilators. Also the treatment, calcium channel blockers or nicorandil and trimethoprim, and there are many drugs, they used for, anyhow we'll discuss separately. So this is about heart and about circulation. Okay, so I think you have enjoyed this. Listen again, and if there are any more queries, you can always email is available on that. So thank you friends, Thank you. Bye.